Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new edition of Did You See That? So today we're actually talking about the 26th installment into the MCU, which is crazy that we've got to this amount of films so far, but this is yet another movie into this timeline, and so far this year we've had Black Widow, and we've had Shang-Chi The Legend of the Ten Rings, and now we've got The Eternals, and so far this has been absolutely panned by critics. But firstly, the movie is directed by Chloé Zhao, who has made Nomadland not too long ago, and I actually have seen that movie. It was beautifully directed and cinematography wise, and Frances McDormand gives a great performance, but overall I'm not really inclined to visit that movie any particular time soon. So how does The Eternals fare up to Chloé Zhao's villain resume? I don't think it deserves as much hate as the critics has personally given it, being honest with you, because there's actually some really good elements inside of this movie to be found, and I don't know if many people are paying attention to those kind of elements. Because for example, there's an actress in here called Lauren Ridloff, and she plays a character who is the first ever deaf superhero. And I really like that, firstly, Chloé Zhao has brought a really diverse inclusion range of superheroes to this movie. We've got all different types of races and ethnicities represented here, which firstly is just fantastic. We first kind of got a bit of a taste of that in Shang-Chi, and now we're getting it in this movie. So I really got to applaud them for that. But definitely, Lauren Ridloff is one of the standout performances for myself. Personally, I thought that she was great. We've also got representation of Tyree Henry, who is a gay character, and there's not many gay people represented in the MCU. So again, it's just really great that they've had all these inclusions and actually bringing this in to the MCU, and also kind of making them like a likable character. Don't get me wrong, the casting overall is pretty good, and they've actually got some really cool styles around them for any kind of former backstory that they're given. And Gemma Chan is also in this movie, and you might be thinking, well, wasn't she in Captain Marvel a couple of years ago? Yeah, she actually was in Captain Marvel, and now she plays a character called Cersei. So I don't know if she's going to be represented in both movies or just the one. I really don't know what they're planning to do with Gemma Chan, but anyway, she's a great actress, and I'm really glad that she was forefront of this movie, because being honest with you, I really felt like Chloé Zhao's direction in this, very similar to Nomadland, is very female orientated, and I actually really like that, because I felt that these characters were written great. They're definitely at the helm and forefront of her vision, and I dug it. I actually really like that representation of the female cast in this movie, because they're actually likable characters. It wasn't kind of force-fed down your throat, being like, you must accept these women. They actually were written really well, presented really well, and also were just badass. I actually really enjoyed that element of the movie, and there's certainly some action set pieces in here that are pretty cool, unique to look at, because the plot of this movie is essentially around these Eternals, who are like immortal beings after several years reunite to take out the evil Deviants. After mentioning all those kind of positives, unfortunately this movie does suffer quite a lot, and I can see from the critic standpoint as to why they maybe didn't like this movie. Tonally, it's all over the place. Generally, there's some parts where it was really exciting, then there's some parts where it was just completely dull and kind of drained the energy out of the movie. Because don't get me wrong, there's some great comic relief in here from Kumail Nanjiani's character and his kind of protege manager who was filming the whole thing. They're definitely the comic relief in this movie. However, I found where the audience in my cinema here tonight, they weren't really laughing at the jokes, and to be honest, I maybe laughed at one or two. Some of the humour fell flat, but definitely the comedic timing is better placed in this movie compared to some of the other installments that we've had. One of the biggest issues that I personally have with The Eternals is Marvel this year, for me personally, has seemed to really have the forefront on TV shows, and then kind of the movies on the back burner. Obviously, you know, they're bringing in these shows to, you know, fill in the MCU timeline, and of course, you know, bring people to Disney Plus, which is completely understandable, and the TV shows have been great so far that I've seen. Certainly with COVID, it's had a big impact on this. I just feel like the movies themselves haven't been so memorable. They don't really, for me, scream up and like, oh, I definitely want to go see Black Widow again. I don't want to see Shang-Chi again. I want to see Eternals again. And there's definitely some severe lacking in the character building. Now, don't get me wrong, I appreciate there's like 10 heroes or whatever, but I just felt like they tried to accomplish too much or make this like as a big blockbuster show out movie, and it just didn't reach that potential. But what I can generally say in terms of wrapping my overall thoughts up, I don't think it deserves as low as a score as the critics have rated it. So my overall score for Eternals is So if you've seen the movie yourself or you're planning to see Eternals, leave your comments down below and let me know what you eventually thought of the movie. Also, please feel free to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later.